So it's the 21st of March, Friday. I'm on my way back to Runnymede in country Victoria. I'm leaving Joe, my cat, with my partner and her sister in Baronia so that they can look after him for the next few months. I've got a lot of appointments coming up. I've got another chemo session next Thursday and another hospital stay on Friday. And then another PET scan on April 14th. And then about April 28th, they're going to start extracting the stem cells. And then I guess soon after that, I'll have the stem cell transplant, 3 weeks in hospital. But today, on the way back to Runnymede, I'm having to go back into the city to Peter Mac to get some blood tests done. I need to have blood tests done twice a week now. And I've got to do it 2 times next week as well. But I'll just do that at a Bendigo pathology. So after today, I'll have, like I said, it's Friday, weekend coming up. I have about 6 days in the country before I need to come back to the city and start living out of the van close to the hospital. I've got a social worker at Peter Mac trying to find me temporary accommodation during the stem cell transplant period. So she's working pretty hard, and I've also got a social worker for co-health in the city that's also trying to find some housing for me. Because as I mentioned before, the doctors don't think it's ideal for me to sort of recover in the van, and I need personal care as well, so I need someone to stay with me. I had a conversation with my partner yesterday. She said she can't stay with me full time, which is obviously because she's working and she's just recently applied for a new job, so it's not a good look to start a new job and then suddenly ask for a few weeks off or however long it is. So I understand that. And she said she's not able to sort of stay with me overnight as well because of the arrangement she has with her sister, because they're both paying off the mortgage for the house, and then her sister will soon be going over to China, probably in the end of April, to spend a few months in China to look after their mother, who's had a stroke. And it's only the father looking after her at the moment because she's bedridden and she can't use she can't use her left side. So that's why they're living together, so that they can share the cost of paying off a house and also take it in turns to go to China to spend a few months looking after their mother. So she said that her father and brother will be coming over to stay, so she'll need to be there because her sister will be in China, so which is understandable. So I emailed the social worker last night to say, look, I've got no one to stay with me. But I did find some sources online, and actually I found out that Peter Mac also offer it for free, that they can offer in-care nurses. So maybe I can come to some arrangement where if I can find accommodation close to the hospital, I can just have one of the nurses come in, check on me on a daily basis, and I'll get an ambulance membership in case I develop a fever or need a sudden blood transfusion and I've got to be rushed to hospital. So that's where I'm at with accommodation. It's still in the process. I don't really need it just yet until the end of April, which I guess is only next month. So yeah, so my plan is to go back to Runnymede today once I've had this blood test in the city, and spend the next 6 days organising and setting up my van so that it's a bit more comfortable and a bit more practical for me to live in full time, and also if I've got the energy during treatment to be able to work on my laptop and keep myself occupied. So that's where I'm at today. My neck is getting better where they put the tubing in, or the permacath. Still a bit sore, and I notice that when I swallow it hurts, but I'm sure that'll get better. That's why I've got the hat here for the seat belt, so it's not pressing on it. But it's a bit hard to leave Joe behind. But I know he's in a good, loving home. He gets along with everyone, and I can see he's happy there because when he's running back and forth and doing his circuit around the house, checking on everyone, he kind of has a little trot. So I think that's a lot better than just taking him to the farm, like 3-hour drive to the farm, then a 3-hour drive back whenever I come back to the city, and then drop him off there, especially knowing that like last Friday, I had to rush up to the city because my blood's were low, or my kidney function was deteriorating, which is now improved because I've been drinking a lot of water. So that's where I'm at today. So I'm just going to take my time going back. So we'll see how we go. One of the things that struck me as I was driving back to the city is that, as with most things, which is normally not a big deal anyway, I'll be going through this alone mostly, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I've often tried to deal with things in my life on my own without bothering anyone. And I know I can manage it, it'll be okay. So it's raining here in Melbourne at the moment, so I just went to the supermarket to grab a few things for breakfast to take with my medication. I did my 2 white cell injections, and I've been getting a bit of bone pain from them later in the day, but I think that shows that they're working. So I just had my breakfast, and because it's only 2-hour parking here, I'll park a bit closer, just around the corner, and then walk to Peter Mac to have my blood test done. And then I'll be doing a little bit of shopping, taking my time going back to the country because I need to get a few things to make life a bit more manageable living in the van full time. So like I said before, I've got 6 days to get that organised and work out what I need. So a few weeks ago I bought a camping shower and a little tent, privacy tent. So I just need a container of water so I can pump that out. So when I'm in the city, hopefully I can find a park somewhere where I can just quickly set up the tent, have a shower, because with my immune system not at its best, I need to sort of wash my body as much as possible, keep everything clean, especially now that I've got my 2 little tubes. So I have to keep that dry but clean. And on the way here I also got a call from Peter Mac from the dental department. It's going to be interesting knowing that I've got a lot of broken teeth and missing half of them. Maybe I'll get a full set of teeth out of it, who knows, but I'm not expecting that. So I'm still waiting to hear from the social worker because I emailed her last night saying that unfortunately I'm not able to have my partner stay with me to look after me in accommodation because some of the accommodation she was applying for required a full-time carer, so not just myself. So I don't think those applications are going to work out unless I can get some kind of daily nursing care, which I'm chasing up and I'll speak to the social worker about, because apparently Peter Mac offers it, but she hasn't mentioned it. So maybe it's a case that they prefer family to look after the cancer patients primarily, and then I guess if there's no other option, then I'll start offering all these other services, because I found out that Peter Mac also offer accommodation for free or bulk billing, and also, like I said, in personal care as well as nursing in home care. So they haven't been brought up. Only the accommodation's been brought up by the social worker a few days later. But we'll see how we go. So today's Friday. Next Thursday I've got a day of chemo, just a day therapy, and then Friday they were going to hospitalise me for 2 days to do the rest of the chemo. So I've got to find somewhere in the city, even if I have to pay, where I can park my van for 3 days. That's my next hurdle, is trying to find a space to park the van. back to Runnymede, I decided to drop in and spend some time at my family's gravesite, because I knew it would possibly be several months before I'd be back in the area. I spent most of the time contemplating various things, but mostly I enjoyed the peace of the cemetery. As I was leaving, I wondered if I'd be buried here sooner than later.